In this episode, we're going to be replacing our dent sides handles, but not with these, with these. Stay tuned. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. It's another episode here on Ballin builds, and in this episode, we're jumping back on to the old 79 F350 build. In this episode, we're jumping on to the door handles because there's something kind of weird about them. Come look. So the main reason we're replacing these handles is because they're a little bit awkward. If you've ever had a 70s pickup truck, you know they look really clean, they're really nice, but if they're lifted at all, they become kind of awkward. You either have to go at them like this, or you got to do the double hand, and it's just kind of not the best design. If you have a two-wheel drive and it's lower, it's actually really sweet because you just kind of lean over, pop it up, swing it open. It's perfect. But for this truck, it's a little bit awkward, and we've noticed it already, and we haven't even really started driving this thing. So we're going to be replacing them with the 1995 F250 door handles. I think the F100 is the same, doesn't really matter. Basically, the reason we chose this door handle is because of the mechanism that it uses to engage the latch assembly to release the door, okay? So when you lift up this handle, it pushes a little rod down that engages this latch assembly and releases the door. It allows you to open your door basically. And it's the same for these handles. So they have like a U-bolt that goes around, bolts through, then when you push the button, it pushes down on the rod and it releases the latch assembly. So basically all we have to do is obviously we have to mount it, then we need to create some kind of U-piece that'll bolt through here, and then we'll connect it to the existing rod that's in there. We won't change anything about this latch assembly until we do the electric locks, which will be later.
Plus, Colbin's married.
Exactly.
Colbin's wife tried to get in this. She can't.
She can't. And if you're not married, then it's even worse. You're going on a first date and you're like, let me get that door for you. None of that is attractive. You're not going to be getting a second date, I promise. But with these door handles, guaranteed second date. But don't quote me on it. Anyways, without further ado, we'll jump right in. We're going to pull off these door cards, roll up the windows, and start seeing how we can remove these handles. We'll also have to remove the lock right here, and we can relocate it a little bit later if we decide to. But we'll start by removing some of this stuff and figuring out how this handle is going to mount. So let's get right into it. So we got this door card off. They come off really easy. We're probably not gonna end up keeping that door card. We're gonna do custom door cards, or we're gonna be using these modern ones we got over here, but that's gonna be for another video. What we're gonna go ahead and do now is we're gonna drill out these rivets right here for the door handle. They're riveted on for some reason, but that's okay. We'll pull it off. And we might end up cutting open this a little bit more right here to give us more room to access the handle, do what we need to do with the rods, because we also have electric locks we'll be installing as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll get to cutting right here. We'll drill out that handle, get it out of the way, and then we'll see where we need to go from there.
Oh, sorry. Just counting screws.
Drywall screws?
8. I need more hands. All right, guys, so we were looking at it, we finally figured it out. You push this little tab back here, and then you pull it out, basically. She's loose.
It's off. Perfect. And I just learned that to pull the lock off, you just need to pry this outwards, and then this lock will come off too. So the handle should be good to come out, and the lock will come off too. Ta-da!
Shazam!
I thought this was... Whee! Ow! Watch out, this thing's like a projectile. This should come right out. We got the handle in, but we latches the door. See if we can open it. I think you push. Or pull. Try pulling. Oh, there you go. Hi, guy.
Bum, 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 bum. I drive a pickup truck.
All right, so we got the handle where it's going in and out, and it's lining up pretty freaking good. Not bad for some guys who don't know what they're doing. So the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to start doing some fab work right here. Because if you look, this handle lands in kind of this dead space where the other handle used to be. We need to flat plate it out at least to right here, so this handle has a place to bolt onto, because the hole's right there for the bolt. So we're gonna need a flat place for this thing to bolt onto. So our plan is we're gonna cut out right here. We're gonna go back a little ways, come down, cut back across, and then we're gonna slide that whole section over until we're lined up roughly where we need to be. Then we'll just go ahead and patch right here in the middle of the door, because anybody who's done body work knows it's a lot easier to work in the middle of a panel than right on the edge. So that's our plan. We're gonna trim out a little bit right here, slide it a little bit closer in, then we can drill our hole through, bolt up the handle, and we can patch that section right there. So we got some trim work to do. This is the most tedious part. You probably could go a different route, but this is gonna be the way that looks the cleanest, so.
It's gonna be the way we do it. It's probably the wrong way.
As we're going around, we're just making sure to throw a little tacks because we're trying to avoid warping this panel. So that's why you'll see us throw a little tacks all around. But it's looking pretty good. We need to plate this section in here, cut out this section, and throw a plate there as well. And we have these parts from the bed right here that have the exact same curve as the cab. We're close enough where we could just take a piece out of those and then weld it right here and then work something out there.
We thought of everything on this.
Genius. That's why we bought the AFA bed.
That is the only reason.
Happy coincidence.
All right, guys, while Colton's over there getting that all tacked up and stuff, we're gonna be working on the rod for this grip. So we're gonna have to come through something like this. We'll either bend this side up, or we'll end up welding a nut or a washer to the end anyways to keep it there. But we'll wanna heat it up kind of back here and bend it down to where it shoots straight down. And then we'll cut it off at about, I don't know, about a foot or so. Yeah, shouldn't need that much actually, about 8 inches. We'll cut it, and then we'll go in there and we'll start looking at it where it needs to go, and then we'll make another bend so it can get into the actual clip, and then hopefully that'll be it for that. But I'm gonna get a torch. We're gonna start bending this. Yo. Guys, we kind of got this tacked up anyways. It needs the pinholes obviously welded and stuff like that, but for now it'll work. We're gonna work on trying to get this door handle mounted. So I got some screws into it, as you guys can see. We're gonna throw it in, so we'll get it all lined up for sure. Drill a hole on both of those and try to stick them through and try to attach this. Once we get this attached, we'll be able to run the lever down into the actual mechanics of it and get that working. So stay tuned. It's not fully screwed down or anything. It wasn't quite clicked in. It's just kind of makeshift, but it seems like it'll work. So I went ahead and drilled the 2 screws in, got it sitting in kind of. I threw the nuts on the back. I haven't tightened them down yet, right here and there. But then we threw in this piece right here that was handmade by yours truly, moi. Anyways, it seems to be about the right height. We need to attach it up here. So we'll probably pull it all out, kind of bend that up so it doesn't pull out like that. And then we'll clip it in down here at the bottom and be looking pretty good.
Yeah, handle's looking sweet. So what we're gonna go ahead and do now is Braden's gonna start by making a mirror copy of the exact same latch thing for the other side.
I am?
Yes. While he's doing that, I'm gonna come over here and start trying to figure out where we can mount our electric latch motor, as well as where we're gonna drill out the hole for the keys. For the electric latch motor, I just picked up a set of 2 of these from Amazon. They're about 15 bucks. They'll be linked down in the description below. Basically, these things just mount and they kind of like tee on to the existing lock latch. And then it just has a motor that's strong enough to override and to lock and unlock it. We'll be able to wire this into the Expedition's wiring. And that way when you push the unlock button on the Expedition key, it'll unlock these.
Bougie.
All right, so we got this mount attached to it as well as the rod. I kind of want to show you guys where this thing's supposed to go. So you have your inside lock right here that locks the door. So basically this thing is just going to kind of clamp on with this bar. They actually come with one in the kit. And then we just need to mount the motor down there, kind of like that, probably more like that. We might just tack weld on this piece to the actual body. That way it's still removable with those 2 screws, and it'll give us some adjustment up and down. Then we can clamp this piece up at the top. Then we'll be good to wire it in, and we should have some electric locks.
Why are you looking at me?
This guy's over here still struggling.
Dude, it's hard to duplicate stuff.
I know, it's gonna be a nightmare duplicating all this again, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. Sweet, so let me show you how this all works. So we tack welded this on down here, just bolted it on to the motor. Then this motor just comes up here, and they have this like 3-bolt coupler. So basically this is the locked position. You pull it up, pulls up the rod, you can hear the motor move. So basically when we wire up that motor, then it'll be good to lock and unlock from the motor, from the key, from the Expedition. So lots of froms, but it looks pretty good. This is actually a pretty sweet cake. Like I said, I think it was 15 bucks. If you guys got an old truck, I bet this thing would be a piece of cake to wire in. So
don't quote us on it.
So Braden's working on installing this handle for the last time after he made that other bar squiggly thing.
Last time till we paint, probably.
Yeah, last time till body work and paint. But he's gonna tighten this all down, then we'll get to see kind of how it looks in the final form.
So I'm moving it.
And we'll also need to drill a hole somewhere up here for a lock. We're thinking just right here above the handle would be fine, just with the key lock. So we'll work on that as well. While he's doing that, I'm gonna try to figure out where we want to throw this lock, and then we'll drill it out, and then we'll have to build another line for that thing too. Alright, so I got this hole cut and I went ahead and ground it down nice and flat. So basically how this is going to work is this key will go through the hole, And then there's this plate which slides on the sides of the key and basically holds it in by putting pressure between the panel and the key, pressing it outwards, and the key will be nice and tight. It doesn't really make sense, but basically we'll slide this through, clip this on from the back side, and then it'll be good to start hooking up. We need to take this bar right here, we need to cut it off right there at the bend. We need to add 3 inches to it. And just like that, it's 3 inches longer. We just tack welded it up. We'll see if it works. All right, let me show you these locks in action. So it's unlocked right now. You can open the door, obviously. Push the rod down, close it. Now it's locked, can't get in, right? Disengages the handle, so you can't get in. Now you take your key, put her on in there, turn it to the left, you hear it unlock. Just like that, boom. Got a locking, opening and closing door. Sweet, so we got this side working. We got the lock working, got the handle and everything all working. It's pretty awesome. I'm pretty impressed with how good it all works. We'll wire up this electric lock in a future video, probably when we do the door cards as well as the electric windows. That'll be for another time. For now, we're gonna go ahead, jump onto the other side and do the exact same thing. So the reason we didn't do this side first is because if you open the door, there's actually a VIN down here, and you don't want to mess up on the door with your VIN on it, because then you have to do some crazy stuff like switching the VIN over, which is, I'm pretty sure, is illegal. So you don't want to do that. So that's why we started with the passenger side, got the concept down, and now we're going to jump onto this driver's side, start by pulling off the handle, the lock, and work our way through it again. Luckily this side, the door card's already off. We'll have to just roll up the window and pretty much just do exactly what we did on that side. Hopefully this side goes a bit better, because that side took forever. So fingers crossed, I'll be able to bust this out real quick. Got the lock and the door handle out of the way. Now comes the tedious part again of cutting it, bringing it in, welding it up. We kind of know what we're doing from the other side. We just got to make it match on this side. And we have a few tips and tricks that made that side easier. So hopefully this side will go easier. Fingers crossed. All right, so we got these two pieces tacked in. I don't really want to bore y'all with welding though, so let's just jump to the future. So it's done. We're gonna go ahead now and throw on the handle. We need to drill the holes for it, bolt it up, and then we'll have to drill a hole up here for the lock.
Good to try it?
Maybe.
Needs a little more.
Oh, it does work. So we installed the linkage right here for the electric actuator that helps to have the electric lock and unlock. So when we push this down, obviously the motor goes down, but it locks the door. And out here, we also hooked up the linkage to this lock. So when we twist it, You see it pop up right there, that means it's unlocked. So that's awesome. This side's all working good. Braden's finishing up the linkage for the handle.
Yeah.
And then we'll be done with it.
What are you working on over here, you little boy?
So over here with these electric locks, we're not going to wire them in yet. We'll wire them in when we do all the wiring for the new door cards. But basically, I just wanted to show you guys that these things do work. So I got myself my little power station right here, and it's just set to 12 volts, the same as a battery. And you can tell when you touch it, locks right away. And then when you click, you flip the polarity, and it unlocks. So
Just easy.
unlocks, locks. So we'll wire those up in a future video. They're not too hard, just 2 simple wires, and we'll tie it into the Expeditions wiring when we do the door cards. So if you wondered about that, now you know. All right, so as you can see, the door is opening and closing beautifully. We got the locks all working as well. If we pop it open, push down this lock right here, it'll lock it, close it. Now you can see it's locked. Take the fancy key. This is the physical key. And then we twist it the right way, unlocks again. So it's freaking bougie. It's so much nicer than the handles that are like that. So pretty happy with how it turned out. It needs a skim coat of body filter right here. And these pin holds need to be welded up all the way and ground down. There's more work to be done here for sure for body work, but that's gonna be a wrap for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe and share it to your friends who have some of these dent sides. Let us know what they think. But we'll see you guys in the next episode. Any last words?
Stay tuned.